Perfect. So once again, just make sure that you have a strap close by, and then we're going to actually get started standing, and then we'll come down towards the ground in a little bit. So just find a comfortable stance. You can stand on your mat, or you can stand, I'll just come a little closer to you all so you can see me. And we're just going to start with the neck. So take your ear down, breathe in, ear down to the shoulder. And as you exhale, draw that chin down towards your chest. Breathe in on the other side. And then exhale, chin down towards your chest. Just gently stretching the back of the neck and the sides of the neck. And noticing our breathing. Good. Okay, we'll come back to center and just roll your shoulders back and down. So especially, you'll hear me talk about the tightness feeling, and it's going to last a while, the tightness feeling kind of in the chest, and especially in the area if you had any lymph nodes out. But as long as this feels good, like, okay, it's kind of like a stretch, then you're in the right place. Good. And then we're just going to roll the shoulders forward and down. There we go. Nice. Now take your fingers together so your fingers are lightly touching. And as we breathe in, we're opening the arms to the side. And exhale, just touch those fingers together. Good. So inhale, open the door. And exhale, close the door. Do a few more. And you're just gently feeling the upper back activate lightly. And next time we come out, we're going to just lightly squeeze the back like you have a pencil between your shoulder blades. So just breathing there, inhaling, and then exhale, release. Good. And shake that out. Perfect. So we're going to use our strap now, towel, sweatshirt, anything that you can hold between your hands, okay? And we're just going to take that strap right behind your back. And you can go as wide as you feel comfortable. Good. So I'll turn so you can see. So the strap is right behind your back. And those of you who are fresher out, just see if you can hold it, maybe take your hands down behind your back, and it's okay if your strap is touching the back of your body, and that's might be where you'd like to stay today. And if you're a little further out, some of us, you can bring your hands away, feel that light stretch in the chest, and then bring your hands back down. So we're just moving gently here. Breathe in, lift your hands away. And breathe out, come down like a little chest opener, a little massage there. Inhale away. Exhale down. We're going to do one more. And breathe in. And then breathe out. Good job. And then you can set your strap down somewhere beside your mat. And we'll come to the top of the mat. Feet are about hip distance apart. Start with your hands on your hips and just gently lift your chest. Take your chin away from your chest. And now nice and easy, fold forward. So take your time doing this. Let your head hang for a moment. And you can either stay here or walk your hands over to the right side of your mat and let your hips fall to the left. And if your hands don't touch the ground, you can take your hands onto your shin, just so you're not hanging out in midair. Good. And we'll switch sides, so hands go the opposite way, and the hips fall away from the hands. Perfect. Come back to center, and now we're coming down onto all fours. So those wrists are under your shoulders, and your knees are under your hips. Good job. And just start by wagging the tail. So let's pretend like we have a little tail and we're going side to side. And this is nice for that low back area. The low back soreness after the surgery, it can last for a while, and the more we strengthen those back muscles, the faster the recovery will be. So we'll get to that in a little bit. We'll move into some gentle cat-cow, so the wrists stay under the shoulders, and just as much as feels comfortable, you're going to let your belly dip down a little and lift your chest. Inhale. And then slowly exhale, start to round and tuck. Good. So easy on the inhale, we're bringing that fresh blood and oxygen to that scar area, gently arching the back. And slowly exhale, rounding the back. Do about 3 more of these. Breathing in and out. One more time. Good. Taking your knees wider, and then gently sit your hips back towards your heels. So if this is uncomfortable, you can always take your hands and just interlace your hands so that we get that back stretch. If you're able to extend your arms, no problem. You can take your forehead down, or you can bend your elbows more. And just take some nice deep breaths. Feel your lower back relax. We'll be here for a few breaths. Good. And now slowly moving back up through all fours. And we'll come onto the knees. Now, if you are on a hardwood floor or you feel like you want a little cushioning under your knees, you're welcome to put a blanket or a towel down, okay? So all we're gonna do is take the hands to the hips and keep the knees right under your hips. Now draw your elbows back, and you're already going to feel that stretch in the chest area, kind of the armpit area, and then just gauge in your own body as you lift your chest. So some of you, this is a lot, right? Especially after that surgery, it's like, oh my goodness, you feel a lot. So just stay there and breathe. And those of us who are a little further out, maybe we can push our hips forward more and lift the chest. And then you'll still feel that stretching sensation, that scar area. So just go enough so I start to breathe here, lift the chest. Think of supporting your low back with your thumbs to sacrum. Good. And breathe here. One more inhale. Nice work. Now slowly come down, back to all fours, and we're going to wag that tail again to neutralize that back. Good job. From here, we're going to come into a low lunge. So take your time. You can hold onto the wall or just take your time bringing that right foot forward. So the right knee is right over the ankle and your left knee is down behind you. And just start by interlacing your hands and take your hands on top of the right thigh. And we just want the right foot all the way down. Maybe walk that right foot forward a little bit and then bring your hips down a tad so you start to feel that stretch in that left hip flexor. Again, feel free to cushion the knee, the back knee if you need to. So the chest stays tall, the hip comes down lightly. You can come in and out of it a little bit, see how it feels. And just take your time there and breathe. Good. Keeping that long spine like there's a string attached at the top of your head. Wonderful. Slowly come back so that we're stacking that knee right under the hip and you're feeling pretty stable here. Our left hand goes to the outside of the right thigh. Press your thigh into your hand and your hand into your thigh, and then take your right hand, thumb to sacrum again, and just a little twist So this is more about your upper back. That upper back gets really tight during treatment with all the things that, we have to go through. So it's nice just to lift your chest and think of drawing your shoulders down and breathe here. Also working on our balance. Good. One more big breath in. Nice work. Now slowly come out of that. Hands come down. Back to all fours. Knees can come wide and take your version of a child's pose, whatever feels good for you. Here, or here, or here. Just breathing. Very good. Now slowly we're going to do that whole series on the other side. So we'll bring that left foot forward, making sure the heel stays all the way down. Interlacing the hands go to the top of the thigh, and then gently let your hips come down until you start to feel this stretch here, right in this back hip flexor. We just breathe, that's it, nice and tall. Just enjoy. Wonderful. Now come back just a little bit so that knee stays under the hip. And now your right hand goes to the outside of your left thigh. We press the thigh into the hand and the hand into the thigh. And we twist to the left with the thumb on the sacrum. Shoulders stay down. Good. And just breathe here. Nice twist in the upper back. Chin is away from chest. And breathe. You got it. One more big breath in, and then slowly exhale, come to center, take your time, hands come down. We move through all fours and your version of a child's pose. Good job, just sit back and breathe. Walk your hands or move your torso a little towards the right, and we'll allow the hip to settle down towards the left. So it's a little side stretch here. Good. And we'll switch sides. Nice and easy. Go the opposite way. And then coming back to center. Okay. So if you're more recently out of surgery or not, it's always nice, and this is not required, it's just an idea, it's to put a little bit of towel or blanket down. You don't want too much, but just something so that when we come down onto the ground, we have something underneath the hips and the pelvis. And we're going to come on down, extending the legs. Good. And we're going into Sphinx pose. So if you're still stretching this area, you might have your arms out more and just gently lifting your chest, right? Because it's a back bend. We're stretching the belly. So that's one option. Next option, as you heal and over time, is to walk your hands closer so eventually your elbow is under your shoulder and then your hips have a place to rest. And this is a deep back bend. this is gonna be the back bend for a while, right? So just nice and easy. Lift your chest, let your hips settle down and breathe. You'll feel that tightness. And I remember after the deep flap, it's like one side was always tighter than the other, and then after a few months it would shift and the other side would be tighter. So there's all these little things that happen. So just breathe here. Keep your heart lifted. Take 2 more breaths. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Good. Nice. And then take your elbows wide, and you might not want to come all the way onto the chest. So what I like to do is do a fist over a fist and take the forehead down. And if your chest isn't bothering you, you can come down lower. But just be mindful. We don't want to be uncomfortable, okay? Give yourself some time here. Taking the legs a little wider, and we're gently windshield wiper legs side to side. So we're massaging the quadriceps, we're unwinding that low back area. Just let your legs go side to side. There you go. Nice, and let your legs rest here. Perfect. Slowly take your wrists under your shoulders, and then if you're fresher out, definitely keep your knees down and maybe come up slowly. If you're a little further out, keep your knees down and just try a little bit of a push-up. Feel that chest strength. And now coming back to all fours. And wag that tail. Good. So now we're going to stretch the inner thigh. I'm taking my right leg directly out to the right. You see that? Good. So you've got your hip, your knee, and your foot, and your ankle all in one line. And option 1 is to just keep your hands down, bring your chest forward, start to feel that inner thigh stretch, okay? So there's, if you want to stay there, the next option would be to come to your forearms, and you'll get a deeper stretch there. So just do what feels right for now. And breathe. We're opening the inner thigh. The whole foot is down on the ground. Good. Perfect. Nice. Now press your hands. You're going to take the same right leg directly out behind you and tuck the toes under. So my foot is down. Okay, my foot is down. The toes are tucked under, and we're taking the hands forward. Option 1 is fingers spread wide and press into the ground so you're stretching the calf. If it's uncomfortable with your arms straight, forearms can come down and you can press. It's the same stretch. We're stretching the back of the right leg. Good. So just breathe wherever you feel comfortable. Feel that stretch. And exhale, come back to center. Perfect. We'll do the other side. Okay, so left leg extends straight out. You've got your hip, your knee, and your ankle. Foot is down. And you can start with hands flat, chest forward, or you're welcome to come onto the forearms. See what feels best for now and breathe. Good job. Feel that nice stretch through the inner thigh. Perfect. Wonderful. Now press your hands, coming up slowly, and that left leg comes back. We're tucking the toes under and pressing the foot into the ground, either hands down or forearms down. Either way is perfectly fine, but just keep pressing back into the heels so we stretch the back of the leg. And we're breathing. Good. Slowly release that. Nice work, everyone. One more child's pose before we transition. Completely releasing your low back. Come on down and breathe. Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to transition to some seated postures. And if you would like to sit on the edge of your blanket or a pillow, now's a good time. Bring your strap close by, and we're going to start in an easy cross-legged. Now just, I call this stirring the pot. So pretend like your spine is a spoon and you're just going round and around, and massaging that low back and hip area. Keep the torso nice and relaxed. And then go the opposite way, making sure that we're breathing. There we go. Great. Now see which foot is in front. We're going to do a foot switch. So just lean back a little and take the opposite foot in front. There you go. And making some circles here. Relaxing your face, relaxing your shoulders. And going the opposite way a few times. So we'll keep our legs the non-habitual way. And now just take one hand gently to the top of your head. Doesn't matter which side. You're not going to like pull or tug, but just gently let the weight of the hand rest on your head so your head goes to the side. The opposite hand can come down to the ground. So we feel this gentle stretch in the neck. Once you get that gentle stretch in the neck, tilt your chin down a little bit and see if you can get to the back of your neck. And you can walk your opposite fingers away until you get that nice stretch there and breathe. Good. Now press your hand to come up. Inhale. Good job. And we'll do the other side. Take it slow. Opposite hand on top. And just gently tilt so you can reach over. Good. And maybe if you like that, you can tilt your chin down a little bit. Get a little deeper stretch in the back of your neck. Perfect. Bring the head back to center and release down. And then we're going to roll it just like we did earlier. So ear to the shoulder, inhale. Exhale, chin towards your chest. That spine stays nice and long. We're sitting up tall as we gently move through here. One more on each side. Okay. So we'll take the soles of the feet together and create this butterfly. You can kind of scooch a little bit so you start to feel those hips. Now pressing your feet together, go as high as feels comfortable in your body today. We'll inhale, reach the arms up, and now twist to one side. Take your hand down so you're touching your shin or your ankle, and then there's a hand behind you that's going to touch the ground or your blanket, and then we gently start to twist. So you'll feel a little more in the lower belly on this one. Might feel that little stretchy sensation, that tightness where the scar is. It's totally normal. Perfect. Inhale, lift the arms straight up as high and as comfortable. And then exhale, go to the other side. Sitting up tall, making sure our hands are connected somewhere, the ground or the leg or the ankle. And breathe. Good. Reach the arms up, and now like a flamenco dancer, we're going to roll those wrists out. There you go. Good job. Okay, perfect. Giving the legs a little bit of a break, so bend your knees and you can take your hands kind of behind you and just rock your legs side to side. So seated windshield wiper legs. Let's go as far. Feels good in your body, one side to the other. Nice. And then finding whatever feels comfortable, cross-legged or anything seated. We're going to grab our strap now, do a little bit of stretching in the upper body. Good. So just start with your hands around your strap and take your hands out directly from your shoulders. Now pull gently like you're trying to pull your strap in half. You're going to feel the tops of the shoulders activate as we strengthen them. Good job. So breathe in, come up about an inch. And then exhale, come down. So you're a little lower than your shoulders. We'll do that a few more times. Breathe in, come up. We're strengthening the upper back and pulling that apart as we come down. Good. Two more. Breathe in and out. One more time. Breathing in and out. Good job. And set it all the way down. Roll those shoulders for a moment. And now we're ready to open up the triceps area. So find one arm and then, just start on whichever side you feel comfortable with. First option is to take the hand behind the head and walk your opposite hand away. Okay, so I'm going to take it slow because I know some of us are fresher out. You'll feel that stretch, so you might want to start there. Those of you who are feeling like you can do a little more, you can reach that same arm straight up and bend your elbow and then maybe reach the opposite fingers right below the bone. We don't want to pull on the bone, and then you can stay here or then you can move to this side. Okay, so see which version feels best for you. I'll go through them again for a moment so you can start. You can even be here, okay, with the fingers on the shoulder because you're still going to get that stretch. Or you can take the hand behind the head, walk away, or you can go deeper here, or here with the tilt. Good. Give it a few more breaths. I know you've been there for a moment. Nice. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Roll that out. Good job. Same thing on the other side. The other side could be completely different, as we know. You can be here, you can be here. You can walk away or maybe lift the elbows straight up, go right below the bone, or maybe to the side. You've got it. Just trust yourself, trust your body, meet yourself where you're at. Breathe. Good. A few more breaths. sure that we're still breathing. And inhale, center. Exhale, let that go. Release it, release it, release it. Perfect. And just roll that out. And then we're going to come back to that chest like we did standing. But this time we're seated. It's going to feel a little different. So your hands come behind your back. You can go about shoulder distance or a little more. And then either just let your hands travel behind you and lift your chest, or you can take your strap away from the back of your body, lifting your chest, and breathe here, squeezing the upper back, stretching the tops of the shoulders. You got it. More deep breaths. Gently let that go. Good. You can set your strap down. And we're going to stretch the legs a little bit more. So you can stay on your blanket. We're extending the legs forward and then making a figure four. So the right leg is going to figure four over your left. And you'll start to feel the stretch in the outside of the hip. So option one is to sit up nice and tall, hands by your sides, and breathe. If you're ready, you want a deeper stretch, feel free to bend the bottom leg and lift your chest towards the shin. And then some people like to give it a little bit of movement here, kind of massaging that hip area. Main thing is wherever we are, we're nice and tall. Press the knee away from your chest and lightly flex that lifted foot. Keep breathing. Nice work. Inhaling, and then slowly let that left leg come down. Release your right leg. Give it a little shake, and we'll do the opposite side. So left leg over right. Perfect. Either stay here nice and tall and enjoy, or you can bend that extended leg, lift your chest towards the shin. If it feels good, you can move a little bit. There you go. Just keep breathing, relax into it. Very good. Gently release that leg. Give it a little shake. Nice work. So we're going to come onto our backs, and before we lie down, we'll keep the strap close by, so about halfway down your mat. If you have a blanket or a pillow or anything you'd like to use later for relaxation, just bring that close to you so you don't have to get up again. And then we'll slowly scoot towards the top of the mat. Keep your knees bent and then roll onto your back. Good. And once you get onto that back, just give your knees a few circles around. Massage the back. Go the opposite way. Nice. And just take the soles of the feet down. Good. And we're going to strengthen our lower back with some pelvic tilts. And this is a wonderful exercise. You don't see a lot, but you can feel it. So I always like to say, pretend like there's $1,000 bill under your back and you don't want anyone to grab it. So we'll take our hands to the hips gently, and now glue your low back down into the ground. There you go. So you feel the lower belly contracting, and now relax back into the arch. Good. So exhale, glue that money down, and relax. So we'll do this a few more times, maybe 5 times or so. You don't have to count, but just focus on arching and unarching. So the strength comes when we press the low back down, contract through the belly. We're bringing strength back into that core, right? A few more. Still breathing. And down. Good job. Okay. And just windshield wiper the legs here so the feet can come wider. And now go side to side. So we feel that stretch in the belly, the hip flexor, the quads. Wonderful. Well, lots of modifications on this next one. We want to stretch the hamstring a little bit. So option one is just to draw your right knee into the chest. And you can just draw it in here, or you can interlace your hands behind the thigh and straighten and bend the knee, okay? Now, if you're fresh or out of surgery, you'll want to keep the left leg bent, because as you extend it, you'll see, ooh, it gets tight in there. So just trust your body, and you can even kind of, have your journey towards a straight leg. It'll take time, so trust yourself. So that's one option. Next option is to grab your strap and put it on the bottom of your right foot. Okay, and then you can hold that strap, stretching that hamstring. So either way is fine. We're feeling the hamstring is the back of your thigh. Good. Keep your head down, keep the shoulders relaxed, and breathe. So if you have your leg extended, you're going to keep your right glute down and just take the strap just in your left hand and let your right leg go to the left. So it's not like a big movement. It's a little movement, but it feels like a lot. Stretching the outside of the hip, outside of the glute. If your knee is bent, you can do the same thing. Just move that leg over to the side. There you go. We'll be here another breath. And then release, come back to center. Draw both knees into your chest and then give that a whirl one way and the other. And you should feel the difference in the right and the left side. We'll do the other side. So same idea, you can start just by bringing the knee into the chest, or you can hold the left leg, the back of the left leg. You can stretch and bend the knee. Or you can take the strap on the bottom of your left foot and feel that hamstring start to open the back of your leg. Remember, your right leg is comfortably straightened or knee bent. And see what feels best. That scar area stays tight for a while. And we're going to breathe here. Feel the back of your leg. If your leg is straight or extended, keep the left glute down and just go a few inches to the right so you feel that outer hip. And if your knee is bent, you can do the same thing, just a few inches over. Come back to center. Nice work. Again, bend both knees into the chest and just rock side to side this time. And we'll set the soles of the feet down, taking the feet a little bit wider and the knees together. And this is just for comfort, so just whatever feels comfortable in your lower body. With the arms, we're going to try, option one is to bend your elbows 90 degrees, okay, see that? And just kind of open the arms and kind of close. If that's too much, bring your arms lower and think of just lifting and lowering. There's lots of modifications. This is just about opening that chest. Some of you might be ready to just bring your arms down so your elbows are about 90 degrees. And it's a big stretch in that chest area. I had 19 lymph nodes out on this side, so I still feel super tight, but it also feels really good to stretch it. So trust your body, trust what you feel. I'm just going to be here a few more breaths. It's okay to have your arms lower. Breathe. Now slowly let your arms come down by your sides. You can take your arms wherever you're comfortable, and we're just moving the head side to side. So go one way and the other. Perfect. Coming back to center. Our last little back bend of the day is a little bridge. Okay, so just to feel it out and to bring some stretch into the front of the body. The feet stay hip distance apart, soles of the feet down, knees over ankles. And I like to, I call this, remember the robot, that dance? I like to robot my arms. So we tuck the shoulders under the back and take the elbows down and just gently start to lift your hips. So if you're more recent out of surgery, this might be it. Just a few inches up. That's okay. Those of you who want to lift a little higher, just listen to yourself. Maybe take your hands down, hold the edges of your mat, and wherever you are is good. We're strengthening the back of the body, and we're stretching and opening the front of the body. Give it 3 big breaths. You never feel any pain. Good. When you're ready to come down, tuck your pelvis under like you're gluing that money back onto your low back, and now slowly come down until your tailbone touches the mat, and then relax. Now just take your feet wider and just rock them from side to side. Good job. I'm going to grab whatever's close by. You can use the pillows that you have or a blanket, and just bunching it up so that comes between the thighs. Okay, it's kind of like when we're sleeping with a pillow or a blanket between the thighs, and it feels good. And we'll move into our twist. So I'm just lifting my hips a little bit and bringing them to the right, and that will give me a nicer twist when the knees go to the left. The shoulders stay down, and remember you can add as much padding as you like between the thighs. If the knee is higher than your hip, it feels better in the low back. So finding your twist, just breathe there. Relax your face. And go as slow as you'd like. If you're feeling really comfortable, please take your time. We're just going to switch sides and bring the legs back to center. Maybe reset the hips for a moment. And you're welcome to rock a little bit. When you're ready to go to the other side, we're lifting the hips a little to the left. Bringing the knees to the right. Keep the arms extended and relaxed. And breathe here. take your head wherever your neck is comfortable. Any direction. Good. We'll take our time. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Make sure that low back feels good. You're welcome to rock a little, knees into the chest or whatever feels good in your low back. Maybe roll your ankles in one direction and the other. We'll set up for our relaxation and let it all soak up our yoga practice today. If you want to put pillows or a blanket under your knees, that's always nice. It's really good back support, so you can always put something under your knees as much as you'd like. Now, if you're fresh or out of surgery, I suggest either putting a bunch of stuff under the legs so the legs can stay bent, or keeping the knees bent. Because it might not be comfortable to have your legs straight, but you know your body, so do what feels good in your body. You can also put a little blanket under your head. You can cover up and get cozy. So see what feels good for you right now, and then we'll do some deep breathing in a moment when everyone gets nice and relaxed and set up. So just taking your hands wherever you're comfortable, and now imagine your belly is a balloon, and we're going to fill that balloon with air. So let yourself fill it up. Inhale. And exhale all the air out. Just inflate the balloon. And deflate. Let all the air out. Even when you think you're done, there's a little more air to release. Breathe, relax. if you're at home and you're comfortable and you don't want to get up, by all means, you can stay as relaxed as you'd like for as long as you'd like. For those of us who are ready to get on with the rest of our evening, just lightly move your hands and your feet. And then gently bring your knees in towards the chest and roll onto your comfortable side. And taking our time to just press up to a comfortable seat. And once you're there, just give yourself a few deep breaths. And we'll take our hands onto our very own heart. And let's all think of something that we're grateful for. It can be anything. And taking our hands to heart center, allowing these feelings of relaxation to last as long as possible. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you all are feeling good.